Hi everyone, this is Leslie again. Today I will show you how we create succulent wedding bouquets, which is very popular nowadays. But I'm also keen to know, why do brides hold bouquets in the first place? And why is it a tradition to get married in the month of June? Okay, so why is it a tradition to get married in June? Firstly, because of Juno, the goddess for whom June is named, who is believed to be the protector of women, especially in marriage and also during childbirth. Reason number two is because during the medieval time, a person's annual bath fell in May or June, so being a June bride meant that a woman still somewhat smells fresh on her wedding day. But just to be safe, the brides also carry flower bouquets with them. Now we know how it all started. Now, reason number three is a practical one on this modern day. So, if you get married in June, you are considered married for the whole financial year. Married status equals lower tax rate equals more tax refund. Hoo-hoo! At this point, it is important to highlight the benefit of using succulents in the bouquet. After the wedding, when all the flowers in the bouquet have wilted, the succulents can still be potted in soil and they will just continue to grow with a bit of care, giving the couple a souvenir of their wedding that they can always display in their home. I will show you at the end of the video some samples of how it was done. Now let's go ahead and create this bouquet. First step is to choose and cut the succulents that you wish to use. This can be done 3 to 4 days in advance, as you need to allow the cut stem some time to dry and callus. When you cut, you have to leave about 2 to 3 centimeters or an inch, as this will be where the wires will be anchored to create a made-up stem for the succulent. Things that we need to use will be wires of various thickness, and which wire to use depends on the size and weight of the succulent. Of course, we will also be needing some of these cutting tools, and also we will need some floral tape for coverage. Let us start with this Echeveria imbricata, which is actually a heavy one, so we will use 2 wires together to hold it. We will just put its stem in between the wires, and then we will use the thinnest one to poke through the stem. When you do that, just be careful, just because they can hurt, and it happened to me many times. So how we do it is this: just take one of the thinnest one and poke through, just like that. And then we just secure it by twisting it round and round the stem. We will make a separate video solely on how to prepare succulents for bouquets, because there are various ways, methods and tricks in creating these stems for succulents, but for now, at least we have a sample to give us a general idea of how it is done. And the next step is just to use the floral tape to cover the wires. And the technique with the tape is that you just have to stretch them a bit to activate the adhesive, and just pull gently as you wrap around the wires. And once they are completely wrapped and stable like this, then you're done for one succulent. But this really takes patience, because you have to do this for each and every succulent until you come up with a selection like this. Next step, of course, is to get your flowers. Now, the kind of flowers as well as the colors really depend on what the bride wants for her bouquet. This one, our bride's theme is maroon with a touch of pink, and we are adding some whites to soften the look. But before starting the bouquet, it is important to clear the stems of the flowers, taking out all the leaves. Now it's time to put all this together. How you build the bouquet depends on what look or style the bride is after. Common ones are round or dome shapes, some wants cascades or hand-tied styles. Our bride here wants round or dome shape. When I get married, now we're talking about a decade ago, I went for an unstructured sort of, I just picked this from the garden and tied them together kind of look. Now, there's no clear-cut way on how you put these pieces together. A lot would be whatever looks good, but there are still some things that needs to be considered. One would be symmetry, and they do not have to be perfectly symmetrical, but if you're putting on one side, say a pink, maroon, and white, same combination can be placed also on the other side just to give some balance. Also, since this is a succulent and flower bouquet, you might want to spread out the succulents to ensure that they are visible in all angles. Some also uses a big piece as a focal point. And as I said, no best way to do it, whatever looks good, and as long as you follow the brief of the bride, then that will be fantastic. And so we just add up more pieces until we form the size and shape that we wanted. I like putting leaves or foliage at the bottom to highlight the shape and also to conceal the stems inside. And then you just bundle them up either with a rubber band or string or wires, as long as they're tied together and that they're not loose. Then you can cut the stem at the end up until your desired length of the handle. Final touches just to cover the handle with maybe a ribbon or jute string, maybe a hessian or a lace, and voila! You have your succulent bridal bouquet. So this is the final look that we came up with, and I decided to cover the handle with white ribbon and then just do a little bow at the base. We also created two slightly smaller version of the bridal bouquet, which is going to be for the bridesmaids. Here are some photos from our brides of the bouquets on their wedding day. And as promised, I will show you some photos on what they have done with the succulents after the wedding. So on the left has been planted just after the wedding, and then another bride sent us a photo on the right of the succulents in their garden a year after. We have been receiving wonderful reviews from our couples on how happy they are with succulent bouquets, which brings a great delight to us as well. We hope that you have picked up some information in this video in case you want to do your own bouquets. But please feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions, and we will try to answer them to our best knowledge. If you happen to be in Melbourne, Australia, and you want us to make these bouquets for you, you can find the link on how to contact us in the description box below. If you have not done so, please kindly subscribe to our channel, and we'd be delighted to share with you more of our succulent videos. Until next time, bye for now.